Good morning, guys. So I've had this can of pumpkin puree sitting in my pantry for 2 weeks too long. Haven't made a single pumpkin recipe this fall season, so that's gonna change today. This morning, we're gonna make some cinnamon buns, but they're gonna be pumpkin spice cinnamon buns. I'm really excited. I'm gonna use the base of my cinnamon bun recipe that's in my What I Eat for Life cookbook, but I'm gonna adjust it a little bit to add more pumpkin to it. And I'm also gonna be adding pumpkin spice to make it pumpkin spice. So yeah, let's get started because it's gonna take a little bit. First thing I'm gonna do is we need to warm up the milk because we're gonna use yeast. So I'm gonna put a cup of milk in this pot. And I'm just gonna warm it up. You don't wanna boil it or anything, you just want it warm. We're also testing out a new mic. I'm sure you guys can tell. It's very interesting for me because I don't have to speak as loud, but I really like it. So let me know if you guys enjoy this. I feel like it's more personal. I feel like you're actually in my kitchen and we're just making cinnamon buns together.
Dad, you're so cute.
Do you want cinnamon rolls? He's like, no. I'm making cinnamon rolls, sorry. All right, this is warm enough. You want it to just be like steaming. I'm gonna put it in this bowl. Then I'm gonna add a tablespoon of maple syrup because our yeast needs some sugar. You could also use like cane sugar or coconut sugar or something like that. Now I've just got a packet of active dry yeast and we're gonna add 1 packet to this. Whisk it in and then let it activate. Mr. Goopy. Yeah. That's his I want food meow. Oh, see, he has to interrupt you too. So there's a lot of waiting when it comes to making your own cinnamon buns. You gotta wait for the milk to warm up, wait for the yeast to activate. Then we gotta make the dough and let the dough rise. So if you're gonna make this, maybe block out a few hours of your day, but you know, handmade everything is well worth it. And this recipe is entirely plant-based, vegan, and we're not using any oil in this recipe either. Yeah, it's great. Don't sound so happy. I know you like the oil and the vegan butter, but we're not using any today. Yeah, boring, I know. Okay, so our yeast mixture is all bubbly, and now I'm gonna add some salt. And this is some homemade pumpkin pie spice or pumpkin spice mix that I made with just a mixture of spices. Okay, now to add the pumpkin, I'm gonna add 1/3 of a cup. So I'm adding the pumpkin. Get that in there. I'm also gonna add some vanilla, if I can get this open. Teaspoon. And now we need something to replace the oil to make the buns nice and kind of like not dry. So I usually use applesauce, but I think today I want to try out using half a mashed banana. I think the pumpkin's gonna hide the banana flavor and the banana will keep the buns nice and moist. So we're gonna try it, but you can use applesauce. There ain't no lumps in my mashed banana. Okay, now is the time we're gonna add the flour. I'm using just regular all-purpose flour. You can use a gluten-free flour if you want to make these gluten-free, but I'm just sticking with the good old all-purpose. And no, I do not measure this correctly, so don't hate on me. Baking's a science, folks. Make sure you measure everything correctly like me. Ooh, yes. Probably should not have used the whisk. Rookie mistake. Rookie, Maddie, what are you doing? So now you want to just mix everything, get your flour all nicely incorporated. You want your dough to be tacky, but not too wet and not too dry either. So we're gonna get this all incorporated, and then we're gonna leave it in the bowl in a nice ball and let that rise for like 45 minutes. Probably poutine. Jack was eating Kyle's poutine yesterday. He clearly misses the animal products in the house, so he goes for the vegan cheese and stuff like that because I guess it's like high in fat. And he's eating the remnants out of the box right now.
Tell me what you're doing.
I'm kneading the dough.
You're kneading it?
No, kneading.
No.
I'm kneading the dough because I'm gonna knead the dough later. Look at that.
Oh, the sun's coming out.
Good morning to you. So this is exactly what you want your dough to look like. Nothing more, nothing less. Just kidding. We're all chefs in our own ways. Your dough might turn out differently. Putting it in the bowl, and I'm gonna cover it with a tea towel, and we're gonna let that rise for 45 minutes, and it should be this beautiful, poofy wonderfulness if I did it right. Cross your fingers. All right, it's been 45 minutes. The beautiful sun has come out to play, and look at our dough. Look at that. Yeah, Jack, it's good. I think it's supposed to bounce back, but mine's not, but that's okay because it poofed up and that means I did something right. So now we're gonna roll this out into a rectangle. I'm not a baker, I don't know if you guys can tell. Oh, it's so fluffy. Okay, now the trick is to get this circle into a rectangle without it sticking to the counter. I just keep making it into a circle. Form a rectangle, please. Pizza pie! Oh, please don't stick to the counter. Okay, well this dough feels great, by the way. All right, well that's a pretty decent rectangle if I do say so myself. Not bad for an amateur like me. All right, so now it is time to lay out the filling. So what I did while this was rising, this is a bunch of dates that I soaked and then I just whipped them into a paste. I soaked them because my dates were kind of hard, but if you have soft dates, you can probably just blend them in a food processor. And then I also added, this was spontaneous, but I added just like a few tablespoons of that pumpkin puree to kind of give it more of a pumpkin-y flavor. And now I'm just gonna add some more pumpkin spice and some cinnamon to this. And then we're gonna lay it all out on here. Oh man, does it ever smell like fall in here. Ooh, pumpkin spice. So we've got our filling, and now we're going to evenly spread this on our dough, leaving a little bit of a border so that the dough can stick together. Also, the dates that I'm using aren't the best dates, but they're great for cooking. So your date paste might look a little bit different than mine. Look at that. This could be like a dessert pizza. Oh, should we just change the recipe right now and bake this as a pizza? You know, like those dessert pizzas that they have at Pizza Hut? That's what this reminds me of. And I need some space on my cutting board. For some extra flair, I'm gonna add some chopped pecans because why not? Sprinkle them pecans in there. Now this is really looking like a pizza. You can leave the nuts out if you don't want nuts in your cinnamon buns, but we're trying them out today. Okay, so now we need to roll this. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, please don't stick to the counter.
It's a cinnamon pumpkin spice burrito. Bam! Okay, so now you're gonna slice your buns. Slice them buns. So this is my baking dish that I'm using. Yes, it's broken.
You can still use it.
Yeah, my mom told me not to use it, but I'm not listening to my mama. I'm gonna make 9 buns because I think that's what's gonna fit in this baking dish, but I'm sure you could make them a lot smaller. You could make like 12 or whatever. All right, look at those. Now, if you have extra time on your hands, you can let these rise for like another half an hour and let them get really puffy before you break them. But I'm really impatient and I'm just gonna put them in the oven right now. Bye-bye buns. Have fun. Those are gonna cook for 20 to 25 minutes. And we're gonna make the icing while those are in the oven. Okay, so for this icing, I'm gonna do a cashew-based icing, but you could also do an icing with icing sugar if you wanted to make it a little bit sweeter, but I want a really nice creamy icing. So I've got a cup of cashews that I soaked overnight. I'm gonna add some maple syrup, a little bit of salt, a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of almond milk, and a little bit of water. And we're gonna blend that up. Taste test. Yes. Yes. Very good.
Note this up, do not chew with mic on.
Sorry guys.
Yeah, that's trigger you when you're
I know. My worst pet peeve is like mouth noises or hearing people chew. It like really gets under my skin, so I apologize. I don't even notice when I'm doing it. It's been 23 minutes. And they look pretty dang good if I do say so myself. This one kind of turned on its side, but that's okay.
We got a leaning tower of cinnamon bun.
They smell really good, like pumpkin spice. Okay, now we're going in with our icing. Spread it on while they're hot so the icing gets all warm. I don't really know if this is how you're supposed to do it. Maybe you're supposed to do it when they're out of the pan. I don't know, but this is the way I'm gonna do it. This is an art form, do not rush me. Oh, dang girl. Dun. Oh yes. Make it look real festive. Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Ooh. A little bit extra icing couldn't hurt nobody.
Thanks.
Hey.
Taste of pumpkin?
Okay. That's amazing. You gotta eat them when they're warm, like right out of the oven. This is insane. This is really good. You guys definitely need to try these. I wasn't sure how they were gonna turn out, but they're really good. So if you guys wanna make them, definitely go check it out. I'm gonna write the full recipe in a link on my website. It's in the description. Go check it out and make them this fall season because holy moly. Pumpkin spice heaven. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little cooking with me video today. I had a lot of fun this morning making these pumpkin spice cinnamon rolls. Great morning activity. You guys definitely need to try these out. They're bomb. The recipe is in the description, like I said. And yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this type of video by giving it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. And if you decide to make these, take a picture, tag me on Instagram because I love seeing you guys recreate these recipes. And then I love hearing your feedback as well on how you enjoyed them, how your families love them. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.